everyone. Welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe, folks. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank you folks for watching, liking, and sharing my videos. You people are the absolute best. It's here. Football's here. It's time to talk about what we got going on, the games we got coming up. I know the Jets are not in the playoffs, but I will keep talking about the Jets throughout the time in the playoffs, going into the off season as well. A lot of things to cover there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover two playoff games. I know I usually cover three games from the upcoming week. Not happening. I'm going to cover two playoff games, and then I'm going to have a Jets talk section. We're just going to cover a topic, something I have coming up, question about the team going into the offseason. So that's what I'm going to do for these going on weeks. I'm just going to cover two playoff games, and then cover the Jets or something. So I know my background has changed. Trolls don't have to keep saying that. I completely know. I'm on the move. I'm traveling right now, so that's why my background is different. But it's time to talk about it. We got football here. Things is going on. Things is coming up. We've got to talk about the games that we have. So let's go ahead first. Before I talk about the wild card round, I want to cover my Week 17 recap. I want to get back into my Week 17 picks, recap them, and let you folks know how I did. So let's go ahead and get into my Week 17 picks recap. First game I want to cover from Week 17, Titans at Texans. Took the Titans in this football game, and I got myself a W. Titans beat the Texans 35-14, man. And also with that as well, Titans get themselves a playoff berth. So shout out to Titans fans. You folks got yourselves a W, and you're in the playoffs. I took the Titans, and I got myself a W as well. Next game I want to cover from Week 17, Eagles at Giants. Took the Eagles in this football game, and I got myself a W. Eagles beat the Giants 34-17, man. Listen, Eagles fans, shout out to you folks. You guys got yourselves a W, and you got into the playoffs. I took the Eagles, and I got myself a W as well. Eagles keep fighting. They don't complain about injuries. They do not, no excuses for them. Next man up, they get creative. Dougie P, he's doing anything. He's doing his thing offensively. He changes his system up, to adjust to what he has, and they go out there and they get themselves wins, and they do whatever it takes to get themselves in the playoff picture and get themselves in the playoffs, and that's exactly what they did. So hats off to them as well. So last but not least, the best game of the week, the Jets game. Jets at Bills. Took the Jets in this football game, and I got myself another W. Jets beat the Bills 13-6, man. 13-6, I covered it in, a video earlier in the week talking about the Bills, and I wasn't necessarily impressed by our win, but, hey, I'll take it. I'll take a win over a loss any day of the week, but there's definitely some things that need to really come around about this team, and I'll talk about that in the upcoming Jets talk. But shout out to Jets fans. You folks got yourselves a W. I took the Jets, and I'm a Jets fan, so I got myself a W as well. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, Week 17, that is in the past. That is said and done. That is over, okay? It is time to talk about the wild card round, okay? This wild card round of the playoffs you got coming up. There's teams fighting, scrapping, scratching, trying to get to that Super Bowl, and it all starts here. It all starts here. So first game I'm going to cover from my wild card round, Titans at Patriots, man. Whoo, man, listen. You look at this Titans team, and I'm saying you're going up against the Pats. The first thing you got to think is this defense has got to get after Brady. You guys have to bang him around. You have to get him off his spot. This Patriots team, they just got beat by the Dolphins. That's why they're here this week in the wild card round. And we've seen them from time to time this year struggle to really get started early offensively. And the Titans have to take advantage of that, full advantage of that. The defense has to get after Brady. You got to send blitzes. You got to get him off his spot. And you got to try to find some way to create turnovers. You got to get a turnover against the Patriots in this game to do whatever you can to get yourself ahead to put them away early. Also, offensively with the Titans, you're going into this game without Humphreys. But there's a kid that stepped up, man, A.J. Brown. Man, Ryan Tannehill has found this dude. He's been able to make big plays this season. You got to continue to do whatever you can to get the football in his hands as well. You look at the Patriots side of the football, man. This Patriots offense has got to get going. Talked a little bit about it just a second ago with the Titans. You can't let this Titans defense come out and just take you out of the game early. You struggled this year, at times really being able to get going early, just coming out with the energy, coming out ready to go, coming out aggressive. You got to come out aggressive. You got to put the Titans away early. So Brady's really got to get this offense going. They've got to find their targets. Edelman, all these guys got to get involved and get going, man. Got to get going early. Sanu, whoever is going to be out there, it's got to pick it up, man. They got to get going early and often. Against this Titans team, you got to put up points. They got to be able to move the ball. So I'm looking to see the Patriots really come out, and really get aggressive early with their play calls and really try to take it to the Titans early and take them out of the football game. So with that said, I am taking the Patriots to beat the Titans 16-10. 16-10, I'm taking the Patriots. Man, you're there in Foxborough. It's going to be an ugly game. I think it's going to be low scoring. I think both of these defenses as well, it's extremely solid. And I think the Patriots are going to do just enough to take the game away. We've seen them do that all year, where even if they struggle early offensively, they just find some way late in the game to really take the game away. So again, I am taking the Patriots to beat the Titans 16-10. Comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. Next game I want to cover from the wild card round of the playoffs, Vikings at Saints. Whew, man, let me tell you, these two teams, they got some talent on them, all right? They got some talent on them. I'm going to start with the Vikings side of the football first. And the first thing I'm thinking when I look at the Vikings is, hey, you got to get the ball to Cook. You got to get the ball to Cook. Let Dalvin just run the Saints into the ground. Really drain the clock. Really ground and pound this team. Really bruise them up early. And let them feel it the entire game. Really start draining the time off that clock. Don't let the Saints offense get out there and start, being able to throw the football around with Breeze and Peyton and all these guys. Really just take the air out of this team by just drubbing them with the run game early. I think the Vikings will see a lot of success if they can do that. If they can really, again, because this is a team that's predicated off the run, we'll see other things really open up off that as well, where you'll see Diggs and Thien really be able to get open. Play action becomes a big part of the game too. Really will ease things and make things really easy for Kirk Cousins as well. You look at the Saints side of the football, and they got to Cook as well. Jared Cook. I think if they can get this guy the ball, I know that he's like the third kind of receiving option, particularly after Kamara, who's a great back. We all know, Thomas as well, I think he broke a record this year. That guy's phenomenal, one of the best wide receivers in the game. Listen, Jared Cook has come on. He's a very solid tight end, a guy that's been in the league a while. Got concussed against the Niners, but even in that game, he was having a big game before he got the concussion. But man, let me tell you something. As a receiving threat, the Saints get him the football, and he could really be able to go out there and make plays in this game. I think that he's going to have some issues, or the Vikings, going to have some issues matching up against him. I don't think there's too many guys that they have that can really, stick with him out there in coverage, especially your linebackers. They're going to kind of struggle if they have to do that. They might have to bring a safety down to really handle him because he's such, a big body in the passing game. And once he gets the football in his hands, too, he can scoot. He's a big guy that can move, you know what I'm saying? He's one of those tight ends that can run. So I'm looking at the Saints and I'm saying, hey, you got to get the football in his hands. Defensively, the Saints are dealing with an injury as well. Eli Apple, he's not going to be playing in this game. That's one of their starting corners. So it looks like a guy like P.J. Williams is going to have to step up and step in. I'm wondering if the Vikings target him early and often as well to kind of test him, to see, hey, is this guy, is he the real deal? You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be surprised if you see Diggs or Thien kind of get ISO'd on this guy and see if the Vikings want to take advantage of that. So I want to see how the Saints counter that with some of their defensive game plan. So with that said, I am taking the Saints to win this game 34-30. 34-30. I'm taking the Saints. I think it's high scoring. I think there's going to be back and forth. I think there's going to be a lot of fighting in this game, a lot of pushing, but I think the Saints just take it away late, man. I really think that this is going to be a very exciting game, but again, I am taking the Saints to beat the Vikings 34-30. Comment down below. Let me know what you folks think about that game. So, last but not least, the best team to talk about every week, the Jets, baby. Let's talk about the Jets. Let's talk about, let's do some Jet talk. You know what I'm saying? Let's do some Jet talk. And today's topic of Jet talk is Robby Anderson. All right, look. I know a lot of Jets fans are, really milling over Robby Anderson. He's going to test free agency. A lot of things that he said, he's talked about how, hey, he's not going to give anybody a hometown discount. He's not, just going to kind of lay down and sign to the Jets because, hey, this is where he's at. He's going to test free agency and he's going to do what's best for him and his family. Clearly, he's talked about how, hey, cash is big time important to him. He wants to get the moolah, but, he also wants to be in the best situation for him to kind of flourish. He's talked about how, it's about his legacy. So I'm looking at this situation with the Jets, and the one thing I'm really worried about or wondering about is, will the Jets be willing to overpay for Robby Anderson? He's a big piece to our offense. He's a guy. Again, we don't have a number one wide receiver, but I think he's about as close to a number one as we've had this season. As a guy that's a burner, take the top off the defense. I mean, he's electric, man. When we can get him the football in his hands, especially on those deep routes, dude, I've seen him cook some of the best corners in the game. But also with that, we've seen him run the wrong routes repeatedly this year. We've seen him drop footballs too this year. There's been questions about focus at times during the year, but here's a guy that's really been solid for us. And I'm looking at his situation and I'm saying, listen, I think that Robby is a $9 to $10 million a year receiver. I do not want to see us pay Robby $13, $14, $15 million. He does not need to get paid that much. He doesn't. I think if we can get him for $9 to $10 million, I would do that. I think anything over, when you start talking about 12, 13, 14 million, that's when I think you just have to put your hands up and say, hey, it is what it is, And I know that there's teams that are out there that are definitely going to be willing to pay him that much, especially in free agency. I know the Raiders were interested in him a little while back. I know the Eagles were interested in him as well a little while back as well. We could see them end up chasing him in free agency too. He's going to have a lot of suitors. I really, truly believe that. And also I think a kind of a telltale sign where, the Jets may have been kind of looking at the situation and kind of wanting to step back early was when they actually tried to trade him during the trade deadline. I know a lot of people, pretend like they don't remember things that happened during that trade deadline, but there was 3 guys that they were trying to move. It was Adams, it was Bell, and it was Robby Anderson. They were trying to actively trade those guys. And so maybe the Jets are looking at the situation and thinking, this is just not a guy that we are going to be able to re-sign, or this is not a guy that we can, we prioritize over other positions of need. Who knows what it is, but, maybe they make him an offer and he goes elsewhere. But I'm hoping that we can keep him because, again, if he's a guy that we lose in the offseason, that's another hole that we have to fill. And then that's another guy that Sam has lost that he has chemistry with, So let me know what you folks think. Comment down below. How much would you pay Robby Anderson? What would be your cutoff point? Are you concerned that the Jets might, jump and overpay the guy? Are you worried about that as well? I know there's a lot of fans that are worried about that too. But Joe Douglas, again, how he handles this offseason, how he handles some of the roster moves, the issues, the free agency, the draft is really going to, mold this team, and it's really going to, bear on him and his, legacy here as a general manager too. So I want to see what he does with this situation. But again, to me, for them to try to trade Robby Anderson really might have tipped their hand in what they, how they want to deal with him, particularly going to free agency. So please comment down below, folks. Comment down below, like, rate, and subscribe to videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does watch, like, and share my videos. You folks are the best. Listen, football's here. The playoffs are here. Sit back with your families. Enjoy yourselves. Have your favorite beverage, whatever it is, soda, water, juice, whatever that is. Have your favorite food, pizza, hot dogs, whatever that is, and just enjoy yourselves, all right? Spend time with your families and have a good one. So you folks have a good day. Peace.